believe everybody knows cloud, and I wouldn't get into that, but why cloud data transfer? Because especially when the scenario that a lot of applications are kind of getting into cloud, they have an hybrid application. What is an hybrid application? Wherein the few of the application components are residing on-prem, or it could be that even if the entire application is running on cloud, it could be that there are a few components running on-prem, but they would need to interact with the applications running on-prem to get the data and vice versa. That requires the data transfer capabilities to be present. Also, when a lot of companies are moving into the cloud, that is, they're migrating the application from on-prem to cloud, because companies are not in the business of managing data centers. They are in the business of running their workloads and their operations more efficiently, and cloud and the data center operation can be done by a much better expert. In this case, it is these public cloud providers out there. Hence, there's a requirement to keep transferring the data that is currently on-prem to cloud. And even customer data, it needs to be transferred, and sort of a lot of times there is a requirement to have it on-prem and then move it to cloud. That is why there is a very valid use case in doing the data transfer to cloud. Now, to make this clear, I've come up with this indicative reference architecture. I've wanted to show in Azure, because the past few videos I was talking mainly about AWS. So just wanted to kind of change it a little and just show you a little bit of aspect on how we could do it in Azure. The icons, I know some of you will put on the comments that they are AWS. I was kind of lazy to get the Azure, but the aspect was the same. That we have a VNet in Azure. We will be having the subnets. We will be having the Bastion, the NAT as part of the subnets. We will be having the load balancer, and then the respective applications, and then the databases are there as well. We'll also have a few of the peripheral services, such as like storage account, which is a blob, Terraform for infrastructure as a code, Azure Monitor for operational and application insights, API Manager for API. But those are some of the few peripheral services I just want to, because this is a typical MVC application that we constantly see across our customers, and is a very valid scenario to put on the cloud. But what happens is that a lot of these applications, they will need to talk to on-premises, which is where the right box you would see is the on-premises like application or even external application that will need to communicate. Most of the times what you see, at least in enterprise customers, because of the large requirement of transferring the data back and forth, they will go with a dedicated optical fiber connectivity, which in this case is called express route. But a lot of times they will also be over a VPN, that is over the internet, but it's going to be via a secure tunnel. But this is pretty much the simple concept, that there is going to be a application running on Azure or AWS, and similarly it's going to be on-prem as well, and there is going to be connectivity that is required to transfer the data back and forth, and that is what is called a hybrid application.